Hey guys, this is Kronos. We are a calendar assistant, and what we do is we make all sorts of event planning super easy for you. We're a Chrome extension, and we have four main features that integrate really well with your Google Calendar. Our first feature is Smart Scheduler. And Smart Scheduler will essentially just schedule events in for you on your Google Calendar based on like certain preferences to make sure that they're in the best time slot possible. Our second feature is upload syllabus, and this allows you to basically upload your syllabus to our extension like a PDF file, and we'll go through it, find important dates like midterms, deadlines, etc., and add them to your Google Calendar. A third feature, availability as text, will essentially look at any particular Google Calendar and generate your availability as like a text string that you can then copy and paste, send to someone like an email or a message. Our fourth feature is import calendar, and this feature will allow you to import your entire course schedule into from my UCLA into your Google Calendar without ever having to download any calendar files or anything like that onto your local machine. And now we're just going to go through all of the four features and give a quick demo.
Okay, so sometimes the user are not on your calendar page, or they have an event in mind, but they don't know when to schedule it. That's when Smart Scheduler comes into place. Let's say if I have an event in my mind, like playing the piano for a duration of 45 minutes at my home, uh, with all the information entered, then the Smart Scheduler will prompt you entering the preference information. So let's say if I want to do it between the Mondays and Friday, and the preferred day of doing it would be Tuesday and Wednesday. And I'm an early bird. I will do it from 8 to 10. So the smart Scheduler will look at your calendar and automatically search for the possible event based on the preference that you entered. And the results it gives to you are the top three at first, but the results are paginated. And if you click on one of it, it will automatically schedule the event at the corresponding time slot with your preference options. Let's say if I want to do it from 9:45, from at November 30th, 9:45 to 10:30. Then if we look at our calendar, and you can see that the piano event has been scheduled at the corresponding time slot. The Smart Art Scheduler also has a cache implemented, and I will hand it over to Akhil to talk a little bit more about it.
Hey guys. So there are a few heuristics that our smart scheduler is going to use to make different preference rankings, right? So we've already seen that one such heuristic is the user's day preference, and another is the user's time preference, right? But a third is the user's event history. So we can see here in my calendar that there have been two events that have already been slotted in by the smart scheduler. So I could look at these in text form if I just click on event history, right? And I could see these two events here. And essentially the idea here is that in the case where we have two time slots that we can assign to a user, and they both equally match the user's day and time preferences, we use this event history as a cache to act as a tiebreak. Essentially, the cache represents the user's favorite time slots, right? So right here, we can see that both of these time slots that were chosen were in the 8:30 to 9:30 time slot range, right? So this implies that the user likes scheduling events in this range. Therefore, if this slot is open for a new scheduling event, we would want to present it at the top of our preference list. So our caching mechanism basically just compares two slots, sees which one has more overlap with the events in the cache, and presents that first in our preference list. So that's going to wrap it up for the smart scheduler.
Think you're muted.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the upload syllabus feature. So this will essentially let you upload your syllabus, and it will look for important events. So let's take the engineering 110 syllabus as an example. So this is the syllabus. So some of the events are like final here, like group project here. So this is the kind of the important events that we're looking for. So let's go ahead and drag it to the extension and then start scanning. It doesn't work. Okay, let me refresh this. Let me try to drag and drop again. Oh no.
What? Should we pause here?
Okay, so we have some issue with the server. We didn't actually start the server, so right now it's working. So let's go over it again. So as I was mentioning, we're gonna use the engineering 110 syllabus here. So let's just drop it there and start scanning. So it's scanning for all of the important events. So we can see like, finals here. We also have a project due on December the 10th. So let's try to add the final to our calendar. So let's add it, and then it's on December the 6th. So let's go to December 6th. And yeah, we can see the finals here added. Let's also add the project deadline. And then it's on December the 10th. So let's go to December 10th. Okay. Okay, and we can see it's added. So yeah, that's the demo of our upload syllabus. So I'll pass it over to the next feature.
Hey guys, so I'll be talking about the availability as text feature. So this feature will essentially look at your calendar, and it's gonna generate all available time slots within a 2-week period, from Monday to Friday, excluding weekends, obviously, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if I look at my primary calendar right here, and I go to the feature, and I just press this button, by default, it's gonna look at my primary calendar and get the availability. So as we can see, this is my availability. It's in a super nice, neat, readable format. If I look at Monday, 11/28, I'm available from 11 a.m. Through 3 p.m. and then 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. between that period. I'm not available Tuesday at all. Wednesday, I'm available 9 to 5. And we can see that this works really well. It displays perfectly what it should. And this is really easy. I can copy it and send it to someone. What I can also do is I can choose another calendar other than my primary calendar. So let's say I want to choose this calendar class. And then I type in get availability. Now it gets the availability for this class calendar. So here I'm available on the 28th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then from 2:50 to 4 p.m. And as we can see, this works really well. If I enter a calendar that's like doesn't exist, so for example, invalid or something like that, it's just going to say that, oops, that calendar does not exist. And that's the get availability feature. And now I'm going to pass it on to the next feature.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. And so this was the fourth and final feature of our extension. Essentially what it helps you do is it helps you import your course schedule from MyUCLA into Google Calendar, which otherwise you would have to do it manually. So it's really simple. Just click on import calendar. We're on the right page. I'm gonna click import and give it a second to process everything. If we were on the wrong page, the extension would just redirect you to the right page. So as we can see right now, my calendar doesn't have anything on it. I'm gonna wait for this to finish importing. Should be done now. It is done now. I'm gonna refresh, and it just added all of these calendars. And it created a calendar here called My UCLA Course Schedule, added all of the events. And if I changed my course schedule, or if I accidentally clicked import like 3 or 4 times, everything would still be okay because the extension just goes back and replaces the calendar. So you wouldn't ever end up with like 5 or 6 different versions of the same calendar. You would only ever have just the one. So you can see the color for this calendar right now is like this weird green yellow shade. And then, okay, so the import was successful, and I'm gonna refresh, and it changed. It got rid of the other one, added a new one. It's orange. And so that's how this feature works. Tristan?
So I will briefly go over testing as well. So for testing, we used a framework called Jest, and wrote unit tests for each single functionalities we have in our app and each single logical unit. we made sure that our code would work, and also deployed all the unit, and we also deployed all the unit tests to see GitHub CI/CD pipelines, and make sure that it would run successfully, and GitHub would check for the success status of the change, so that we would never break the execution of our program. I will hand it over to Ari to sum everything up.
Yeah, so as you guys can see, we have an extension with 4 non-trivial features that really help you manage your time properly. The next step for us is just to publish it on Chrome Web Store and then hope that people use it. That's all. Thank you for watching.